It was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be
forward.
like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
My name is Elvine Jooste, recently divorcee. Used to be from Eerste Rivier. I'm residing in Goodwood right now.
I'm Madeleine Kibedo. I'm from Blackheath, Happy Valley, and I'm executive housewife.
Ik is Wilhelmina Africa. Ik is a community worker. I'm staying in Spandau, Eerste Rivier.
I'm Emsha Greef. I live in Spandau, Eerste Rivier. I'm a trauma support worker for Kleinvlees SEPS and a community worker, and I'm a gender-based violence survivor.
My name is La Rochelle Fisher. I'm from West Bank, Eerste Rivier, and I'm a GBV activist.
My name is Eunice Delport. I'm from Kensington, but I'm for 58 years now in Eerste Rivier.
My name is Fundiswa Mhlauli. I'm a teacher. I'm an gender-based violence survivor.
I, at the age of 8 years old to 9 years old, I've been sexually abused. And it was difficult because I didn't have anyone to speak to. I went through silent depression at a very young age. I went into bullying. I started using drugs. I went into dating gangsters just to have that fatherly figure because my father was in prison. And it was very hard. I only came out when I was married. I have 3 children, so only last year, 2021.
By myself, it started at the age of 4. I was molested every night, and it stopped at the age of 8. 16 years old, I was raped. I've got the firstborn. He's 29 years old. He's turning 30 next year. I got married. I thought it was my Prince Charming. The abuse just went on and on and on there. My daughters were molested by him. You see, at the end of the day, I almost ended up in prison because I took his life. I couldn't handle it anymore.
And from the age of 6 up until the age of 18, I was physically abused 7 days a week, every single day, by my stepfather. With the family had to eat around the table, Alvine had to sit one side because you were the black sheep. I was known as the Kaffir. That was my nickname in the family. I'm the only dark skin in my family. So you were an outcast.
You know what? When I was 10 years old, my mother, I say today it's my mother. I didn't know at that time.
Jesus.
My mother and my father came fetch me at the orphanage house. I was so glad because I'm going home.
Yes.
I was like a slave at this orphanage house.
Jesus.
At 9 years old, we used to scrub floors. We must scrub the walls.
Jesus.
And I started to cry one day in the toilet by the orphanage house. I said, Lord, just help me. I'm a child. Help me. What's going on? What happened to my life? And you know what? I was so glad the parents come fetch me. I moved with him to Kensington. I went to school, primary school, went to my primary in Kensington. From there, I went to high school. I finished standard 9. You know what happened? At the age of 18, just the day before Christmas, this whole family went to go shopping. They gave me work. I must scrub the floors. I must wash the windows, hang up the curtains. Scrub the carpets. I was crying. I was also abused by my brother. In my mind, it was my brother. When I go to my mother, she say, "Fuck, you're talking nonsense." He smacks me. I just start to cry, people. They start to touch me, everything. I had to go. And you know what? At the age of 21, they beat me with an upset. I was like bleeding. I ran to my mother's cupboard. I said, Mommy. She said, no. And I said to my mother, food check. And you know what happened when I said food check?
No.
Then the words came out, your parents threw you away like a dog. So you know what happened that same Friday? I left with my friend, my very close friend.
I was abused by my husband. We married for 20 years. When I see this is very, very strong and I'm going to die, I escaped with my kids to Western Cape. I'm a teacher there. He nearly killed me. When I escaped on the day when he said that. When I come back to work, you are going to see me. He's the principal of the school, and I'm a teacher. I escaped on the 12th of November, 2020, with my kids here. Starting the new life with my kids.
I had to make a decision at the age of 13, where I either had to choose between where the devil only came at night, so the sexual abuse only happened at night, and the physical abuse only happened during the day. So, but it every day. So I had to choose going to school with blue eyes or getting abused at night. No one sees it, no one knows about it, but they still smile at the end of the day. So I had to choose, am I going to live with my grandfather or do I want to live with my parents? So then I decided I'm going to live with my grandfather. And then they had to keep that secret. And mind you, he was a pastor. So Sundays you go to church, you have to pastor's preaching, but no one knows the darkness is happening at home. And then I can put all our hands together the amount of times I attempted suicide. The last time I tried was, I'm not going to lie, no, was, say 6 weeks ago.
When the abuse started was when my husband started to go look for other women. For some reason, he just felt like looking for the greener side, as they say was. So I sat at home, look after my kids, but my kids is a bit young. I have 4 kids. I have beautiful kids today, but it traumatizes my kids today. At that time, I never really know what gender-based violence was because back in the days, people never talk about that. So for me, it was just that's normal for me. And for the fact that I was not able to look after myself in a way that I don't have to depend on him, so I sat at home. I just accepted. As my children grow older, it became more hectic for them because now my eldest daughter had to go to school, my eldest son had to go to school, and it affected them badly.
Children find it so difficult to come out. Like in my case, I had a best friend, and I was dying to come out. My father was in prison, and this perpetrator told me, if you're going to say anything, jou pa's in die tronk en ek het ouens in die tronk wat jou pa doodgemaak. So I'm a daddy's girl. I came to that point for that year where I would just lay, do what you want to do. I had no feelings inside of me. And I remember coming from school, so I'm in primary school. We learn about this stuff, but if you do talk out, says, oh God. That's why it's so difficult for women, for kids to come out. And then my sister didn't go to school. When I came in at home, he was busy preparing himself to rape her while she was asleep. And I was so numb that I actually begged him to rather rape me. And the first time out that I told her yesterday, I used to hate June holidays. Because on the first day of the June holiday, he raped me so badly, front and at the back. And we had like a brown couch. I used to love that couch. But ever since that day, and I went to school the next day with tears in my eyes when I caught him almost raping my sister. And I so badly wanted to come out, but what are the teachers going to say?
In my journey, and once I went for counseling, psychiatrist, psychologist, what I've learned is the side effects of what we women face. They went through abuse, physical, sexual, whatever it may be. There's always a side effect as your self-esteem. Yes. And then when it comes to sexual abuse victims, I'm speaking of experience myself. When we go out, you're always going to seek attention from me. Yes. Good or bad, somewhat you need because of past trauma. It's like automatic. I don't know, subconsciously or consciously, it happens. It's like good or bad attention so long you get attention.
We as women, we go through it. We go through it. But on this journey, or as I came out, I came across men. Men also suffer a lot. My brother and his wife, they went through divorce, and we were so, are you okay, towards his wife. Until my brother found me one day and said, you all are going on about my wife. Because to me, she was a sister. But what about me? And when he started opening his mouth, I realized that men also go through trauma. But society has made this thing, you are a man, you can't go, you are a moppy if you go.
But also the thing is this, men don't come out because of they believe. No, nowadays the system also fails them because if a woman cries help or rape, the whole community will go berserk. But if it's a man, they will say no. A woman doesn't look like that. It's human.
I'm married now.
Yeah, and I also think with gender-based violence, it also comes in many forms, you understand?
Yeah.
It doesn't only affect women. Yes. There's also the gays.
That's true.
And that is such a sad story. And sometimes in our communities, I think what is the most important thing we need to accept each other for who we are.
Justice is failing us because when I was at the court for continuing with the protection order, yes, my husband came in here for this protection. He took the car by force in front of the policeman. Yes, but when we in the court, I opened the case last week on the 3rd of October. In the court, they said that he has done nothing. Why? He dragged me and took a car by force in front of the policeman.
They're really a joke, Sarah.
And then
they're really a joke.
That he has done nothing.
When my husband, my late husband, when he assaulted us, when he was hitting us, raping us, doing everything to us, I opened up a case against him. He went to prison for 2 months. He came out of prison on parole.
Jesus.
The officers brought him back to my house on my doorstep. And they knew what was going on. I begged them that day to take him away. I begged them. I even cried. And he was from Durban that time. I asked them, please send him back to Durban or take him somewhere else. You know what they did? They left him right there and they got into their cars and they drove off. That man came in smiling into my house and said, I'm here. You will see what's gonna happen now.
My husband's in the ministry. My rapists, my abusers were in the ministry. And you're not allowed to get divorced. The church. You go to the police station, you go, apply, my husband did this and that to me. Then you tell them, nobody's in the ministry. Man, go to God.
You How? For women who still sits there and not able to talk about it, who keeps quiet, who doesn't want help, because at the end of the day they think about, what am I gonna do when I leave this man? What am I gonna do when financially? You understand? I don't want to leave this man. What is gonna happen to my kids? At the end of the day, it's about you. It's about your children.
Women are the most victims of
and they're strong.
And what must we do as the women? We mustn't depend on men. Yes. We must stand out. We mustn't depend. We must stand on ourselves. We must search the work. We must, because these men are doing this to us because they know that we are depending too much on them. That's why they do this. Women, let's stand up, search for work. Don't depend on them.
My dream is to gain my independence back.
My dream is to be the voice for those without a voice.
My dream is to help my community.
My dream is to do what I do best, and that is to learn people to break the silence.
My dream is to have a shelter for abused and battered women one day, and for children.
My dream is to help those that goes through rape cases.
My dream is to help those women who still in abuse and do not want to talk out about it.
Yazi, you should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.